Okay, ta let yang le mang suo pe author tuk author sedap đây. Let's start our lesson today. So today's lesson is about chapter 5 related to consensus algorithm. Okay. So last week we learned about the problem when we have more computer, some computer may crash, may break down, and some computer may even become a bad actor, like malicious actor. So in order to for a group of computer to agree to work with something, we need some kind of a rule. And that rule or law is called consensus algorithm មានន័យថានៅពេលដែលមានកុំព្យូទ័រច្រើនមកធ្វើការជាមួយគ្នាវាអាចមានកុំព្យូទ័រខូចហើយវាក៏មានអាខូចហ្នឹងគឺ break down បានន័យថាវាខូចវាឆេះវា down ហ្មងហើយវាមានអាខូចម្យ៉ាងទៀតបានន័យថាអាក្បាលខូចហ្នឹងមានន័យថាគឺវាអត់ break down ទេក៏ប៉ុន្តែវា modify data ដែលធ្វើឲ្យបន្លំ data ហ្នឹងវាមិនមែនជា real data វាទៅជា fake data វិញចឹងធ្វើម៉េចដើម្បីឲ្យអាកុំព្យូទ័រច្រើនហ្នឹងវាធ្វើការរួមជាមួយគ្នាហើយ make decision រួមបានគឺគេត្រូវការក្បួនច្បាប់មួយដែលក្បួនច្បាប់ហ្នឹងហើយអាការយល់ស្របហ្នឹងកិច្ចសន្យាឲ្យអស់ហ្នឹងគេឲ្យឈ្មោះថា consensus algorithm. Okay, so today we will learn 3 type of consensus algorithm, and then within the next chapter of the week, like from week 2 to week 10, you will learn more consensus algorithm. So here is our agenda. First, we need to know about the definition of the consensus algorithm, a little bit case study, and then our 3 consensus: Paso, Keep, Zookeeper, and Ralph. So what is consensus algorithm? In a simple word, consensus is an agreement. Okay, ភាពឯកភាពគ្នាឬមួយក៏ការព្រមព្រៀងគ្នាការយល់ស្របគ្នាហ្នឹងគេឲ្យឈ្មោះថា consensus algorithm ហើយអញ្ចឹងតន់ព្រោះអាហ្នឹងយើងក្នុងមេ distributed system អាហ្នឹងគឺសំខាន់មែនតើ consensus ឲ្យតែយើងលើពាក្យ consensus ហ្នឹងគឺ agreement. អូខេមួយម៉ាត់យ៉ាងខ្លីមិនបាច់ចាំទៅរក definition វែង So the shortest definition of consensus is an agreement. Okay, you can have a long definition, it's up to you, but the very simple one is consensus is an agreement. Agreement between who? It is a collective agreement. It is not an agreement of one computer. It is an agreement of more than one computer, from 2 to 1,000, 1 million computer on the same output, which means that when they do some programming, they do some processing, they need a result. So that result must be the same, must be consistent. Okay, so a collective agreement on the same output by all node or peer. So we can call computer a node, or we can call it a peer, peer-to-peer or node within the distributed system. Okay, so this is a definition. Let's see a little bit of our case study before we go straight to the algorithm. So now let's suppose that we have a group of people. It's suppose that we are computer. Okay, so we are computer or we are people is the same thing. So now how many people do we have? We have 30 people, just like we have 30 computer. So the idea is to create a group t-shirt, and then we don't want the design, so we only want the color. So the attribute is only the color. So we want to group to decide the color of the t-shirt that we want to make, and then we wear it together. Okay, so now let's choose the color. Who want our group t-shirt to be which color? You can please say on in the chat. Nè cái nó khẽ mà chẳng.ចូលបាននៅនេះនេះមិនគ្នាយើងមួយនៅក្រៅ I can't join the meeting too, teacher. Why?
លោកគ្រូអាចតម្លាក់ link meeting ចូលក្រុមបានណាលោកគ្រូដោយសារឥឡូវ Microsoft Teams ពិបាកចូល
អូខេឥឡូវ
teacher ខ្ញុំមាន suggestion ឲ្យពួកគាត់ចូលតាម schedule អាចចូលបាន
ហ្នឹងឥឡូវសាកចូលហ្នឹងខ្ញុំនេះតាខ្ញុំបង្កើត schedule តាហើយរាល់ដងយើងចូលតាមហ្នឹងតាមិនបានចូលអត់កើត
ចូលតាម schedule អាចចូលកើត
ឥឡូវចូលឲ្យអស់មើល
ចូលបានលោកគ្រូតែចូលទៅ room មួយតែម្នាក់ឯងឯង
មកចឹង
ខ្ញុំមិនដឹងដែរឥឡូវវាចេញចឹង
ឥឡូវខ្ញុំ
យ៉ាងដែរលោកគ្រូ
ឥឡូវបើសិនជាខ្ញុំបិទ meeting ហ្នឹងហើយបើកឡើងវិញបានអត់ខ្ញុំសាកបិទ meeting ហ្នឹងហើយបើកឡើងវិញមិនដែរហើយក៏មិន
អាចចូលតាម link បានលោកគ្រូ
ឥឡូវ link
ដល់មករៀនហើយមិនចុះ
មើលខ្ញុំមើលតិចមើល link នៅកន្លែងណា link copy link ដាក់ក្នុង chat មួយផាសនៅក្នុង general មួយទៀត ឥឡូវអ្នកដែលចូលអត់បានមើលចូលបានហ្នឹងអ្នក link ចូលបាន50នាក់អីអូខេចូលបានគ្រប់គ្នាដែរមានអ្នកគេនៅមានបញ្ហាទៀតអត់52នាក់ Okay, anyone cannot join the course yet? We have a little bit problem. So now I think it is okay. ផលស្រីខួចចូលមកនៅផលស្រីខួចអត់តន់ចូលអូនៅដែរនៅស្រីខួចដែរអូន see more. Okay, so now everyone is in, but why this is red? ស្រីខួចចូលមកនៅស្រីខួចបើថាស្រីខួចចូលមកបានបើថាអ្នកផ្សេងក៏ចូលមកបានដែរ Hello ស្រីខួច are you here? Hello hello លឺខ្ញុំไหมអ្នកនៅក្នុង room ហ្នឹងលឺខ្ញុំនិយាយអត់
លឺលោកគ្រូលឺ
ឲ្យចុះអ្នកផ្សេងទៀតចូលមកមិនអត់និយាយអញ្ចឹងនេះឥឡូវមើលសុភ័ណ្ឌចូលមកហើយនៅសុភ័ណ្ឌមនីឯនេះ
ចូលវិញគ្រូ
អូខេអញ្ចឹងចូលអត់តមករៀនយើងនឹងស្កាត់ឆឹងអញ្ចឹងភ័យ Okay, let's start our lesson again. So today we will learn about the consensus algorithm, and then before, so the first definition of the consensus algorithm is an agreement. Okay, so in a very short term definition, consensus is an agreement. Agreement of who? Agreement of computer, multiple computer that working together in a distributed system. Okay. So before learning about our three consensus algorithm today, we will have a short case study. So within case study, you will know what is consensus algorithm is. Okay. So the goal is to design a t-shirt, and then we don't want a good design. We just want a color. So our group want to collect the money and then make a group t-shirt. And then we want our group to wear the same color of the t-shirt. Okay. So now let's say that we have about 60 people. Which color do we want to wear? So everyone, if you have an idea of our group t-shirt, please write it down on the chat, because now we do a case study. So we need an involvement of all of you. If you have an idea, please say, otherwise stay silent. Okay. So now who want our group t-shirt to wear? Which color? Which color? Let me see which color. Okay. So we have blue, we have black now. We have gray, okay? I will do it in this page. So we have blue. Okay, we have blue, we have black. If you don't say, you have no choice, okay? If you say, you may have some choice. Black, blue, gray, green. Okay, anyone else? No more? No more, no more. Okay, so congratulations, redមួយទៀត. Okay, now we have one more red. Okay. So congratulations to the 5 people. You are the leader of your class. Okay. Why I say like that? Because when you stay silent, you are the follower. Or even worse, in the networking, we say you are the slave. Okay. Slave means you don't talk, you don't say anything, you don't propose any idea. You just listen, and then when they ask for money, you pay the money to them. And then when they give your t-shirt, you just wear your t-shirt. So that is called a slave or a follower. Okay. So now we have master, slave, and leader, and follower. Okay. Master, slave, leader, follower. So even within the machine or in real life, if you begin to say something, you have an ability or attitude of becoming a leader. But if you don't say anything, you are a slave or a follower. Follower means you don't giving your idea, but you just waiting for some idea to arrive, and then you just accept it without questioning, or even it is even if that color you don't like it. Okay. For example, like when you go home, when you open your closet or your shoe, all your shoes are pink color, but now people give you black color t-shirt to wear, and then you just wear it. Because why you can't wear your pink color? Because you are the follower. You are not the leader, you are not the master. Understand? So maybe from today on, you after learning about the distributed system, maybe you can change your attitude and become a little bit more leader. Otherwise, your whole life will not be satisfied by yourself, but giving instruction by other people. ឥឡូវនិយាយខ្មែរម្ដងអានេះថ្ងៃនេះដូចចូលមេ distributed system ហើយដូចចូលលក្ខណៈអប់រំទៀតគេហៅ soft skill មានន័យថាម៉េចមានន័យថាឥឡូវលំហាត់យើងគឺចង់ឲ្យបង្កើត T-shirt មួយដែលយើងពាក់រួមគ្នាអញ្ចឹងអ្នកដែលមិញខ្ញុំសួរថាមានណាគេចង់ពាក់អីឲ្យគ្រប់យើងពាក់ពណ៌អីមានតែ5នាក់ឯងឆ្លើយអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជាមាន5នាក់ឆ្លើយមានន័យថាម៉េចមានន័យថា5នាក់ហ្នឹងគឺ leader ហើយបានន័យថាបើគេមិនតាន់ខ្លាចជា leader អីនាយករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីប្រចាំប្រទេសក៏ដោយគេយ៉ាងហោចណាស់ក៏គេជា leader នៅក្នុងថ្នាក់រួម e កាត់របស់យើងមួយដែរហើយអា idea របស់គេនេះ5នេះបានន័យថាក្នុងចំណោម5ហ្នឹងយ៉ាងហោចណាស់តិចទៀតគឺមានមួយឯងនឹងខ្លាយទៅជា idea ដែលពិតប្រាកដតើណាតែគ្រាន់តែ idea 5នេះឥឡូវវានៅ pending ឯងវាមិនតាន់ពិតប្រាកដទេតែតិចទៀតមួយនឹងខ្លាយទៅជាពិតប្រាកដដែរហើយបើពិតប្រាកដមែនមានន័យថាពណ៌ដែលម្នាក់នឹងស្រឡាញ់នឹងខ្លាយទៅជាពណ៌ដែលគេបានពាក់ឯងតោះណាឧទាហរណ៍ថាសុភិននឹងស្រឡាញ់ពណ៌ខ្មៅស្រាប់តែថ្ងៃចុះរើឡើងចេញពណ៌ខ្មៅអញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាសុភិននឹងពេញចិត្ត 100% ព្រោះចូលចិត្តពណ៌ខ្មៅឥឡូវអា team ខ្លួនឯងនឹងបានពណ៌ខ្មៅទៀតគេលើកខ្លួនឯងឲ្យធ្វើ leader បណ្ដោយតោះណា so understand what I'm talking about so when a decision is about to make you need to propose something if you propose something your role is a little bit higher than other people we call you master or leader but if you don't say anything you just wait for some result your role we talk about your role okay not your future your role is a follower or the slave which means you just accept the idea okay so now let don't make it more maybe now some of you could become a leader but okay maybe I give you one more choice now who want another color now it's your last choice who want some color and then we will move on okay who want our t-shirt to become which color ចឹងឥឡូវឲ្យជំរើសចុងក្រោយមួយនាទីទៀតតើអ្នកណាគេចង់បានអាវពណ៌អីទៀតក្រៅពី5ពណ៌ខាងលើនេះ anyone orange okay so done now we finish our proposal we have the last color which is our new color okay is orange okay so now let's finish so now the proposal phase is finished now okay finish now we finish our proposal we have a 6 color to choose from okay so let's say if some between all of you because now only 6 of you are the leader so the rest of you which color do you prefer so the first step is finished and the second step is about to let's see our class is about finding the member and creating the rule okay so now let's choose the color so first one how many of you like the blue color so if you like the blue color say yes and I will count it okay តើឥឡូវណាគេចង់បានអាវពណ៌ខៀវអ្នកដែលអត់បាននិយាយមិញទាំងអស់បានន័យថាអ្នកដែលអត់បាននិយាយមិញទាំងអស់ហើយឥឡូវចង់បានពណ៌ខៀវអញ្ចឹងសូមឆ្លើយ yes មកមានប្រហែលអ្នកដែលចង់ឲ្យអាវយឺតរបស់ Zik ពាក់ពណ៌ខៀវរួមគ្នា Hello anyone like blue beside the leader one ណាគេទៀត anyone else 2 3 okay I give you only one minute okay so after 1 minute I will move on okay so now we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 so 12 people like blue color okay so let's finish because don't take much time okay blue color we have 12 people 12 people okay so មិនមានមកទៀតយឺតពេកអត់រាប់ទេ okay great so done with blue so now gray who would like the gray color who could like gray color 1 2 3 4 only 1 minute okay 1 minute pass we will finish so you can choose more than one color if you like because some of you may like more than one color so we have 2 4 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 11, if we have 2 more, we will win the blue. If not, you will lose the blue. 12 equal. Okay, let's say 12. Maybe we have a good number to one more. 13. Okay, let count on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, great. Now is okay. Let's stop here because maybe like most of you have like the gray color. Okay, like 16. Okay. So now let's done. Remember that now we are learning about the distributed system, and what you are doing here is not useless. Okay, and I will explain why later. Because through this case study, you will learn the lesson better. Okay, so now let's vote for black. 1 minute. Who like black color? I think black color is very popular within the young people. Let's see if it beat the gray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, yeah, that's right. It's a bit the gray. I think everyone like black. So maybe another one, 22, 23. Wow, a lot. 1, 2, 3. Let done here and let count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Wow. So should we vote more or not? Because now we have 28. I don't think someone can beat the black. Let's see if someone can beat the black. Green. Who like green? Okay, 1 minute. I give you choice because otherwise it is not a voting if we finish now. Let's see if someone like green, the nature color, animal, tree, environment. If you are that type of person, like eating salad, go to the forest, cleaning the environment. How many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. Let me say one more, 7. Okay, because I like green color. Okay, red. Now red. Who like red? Red color. Most of the Chinese people like red color. Ah, let's finish our class quickly because we spending 30 minutes now. One red. Only one. Maybe you're afraid of losing the black. One, two, three, four. Okay, because I think this is we call it an open election because you see the number of other people. But if we close the number of the previous one, the last one may be more effective. Okay, but now your idea is depending on the previous one. That's why it is very low. Okay, so the last one, orange juice. Beside the leader who like orange, I saw 2 previously. Okay, mình là cái like orange 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's finish. 4, 5. Better than red. Okay, 5. Okay, so now we have conclusion that we have a 5. Let me save the result because this is the result of our class today. Desktop. Okay, so now we have a the result of our decision is black is 28, and then red is 4, orange is 5, and then blue is 12, something like that. Okay, so now what is the final decision? Final decision. Remember that when we do the voting, we haven't set the rule yet. Okay, we didn't set the rule like which color do we choose? Do we choose the color which less people choose, or do we choose the color with the most people choose, or do we choose the two color in combination because most of the people like these two color? For example, like we can make a black color with some gray or something like that. Okay, but it is not good, so we choose only black, something like that. Okay, so normally we need to set a rule before we doing something. Now we already did something and we haven't set the rule yet. Understand? Because you depend on your, we call it a background or history, making that when we vote, we always vote for majority. We don't vote for the true, the real, the definition, the meaning, whatever. For example, like now we want to go to the nature, the forest, something like that, and then we want to wear a t-shirt with go to the forest. So in that case, black is not a good color because you will got a lot of sunburn, because black is taking a lot of energy from the sun. Okay, so in general, we need to make a decision, and the simpler decision is the majority. So if we choose the majority is as the the rule, then black is the winner. Okay, so if the rule is vote for majority, which means our final result is black color. Okay, so now black is finished. So let's see who is our real leader from the beginning. Who is happy? The 5 people that propose. Okay, now Cheng Sok Pin, she is the first proposer, and now her proposal is the final decision, and she become a real leader now. Okay, even we have a 5 leader, and then let's see, among the 5 leaders, she is the first one, and then now even her choice become the first choice. Okay, so that is called a leader. Understand? ឃើញ leadership leadership ហ្នឹងមិនបាញ់វាគ្រាន់តែคล้ายៗឥឡូវវាទៅជាមែនតែនបាត់ហើយបានន័យថាប្រផុសមុនគេហើយសង្ឃឹមថា idea ខ្លួនឯងនឹងជោគជ័យឥឡូវពិតជាជោគជ័យមែន leader មែនតែនបណ្ដោយតោះណាហើយចាប់ពីថ្ងៃហ្នឹងទៅឥឡូវ leader first step តិចទៀត leader second step third step តទៅទៀត okay so the rule is a majority, and then we haven't defined the majority yet. Okay, let's see what else do we need to do. Okay, okay, so now we have confirm, and then we have our final color, and then let's discuss more a little bit about this one. Okay, so now let's say that we have 2 color, which is the most privileged one. Okay, we have a 16, we have and 28. Okay, so we have gray is a 16 people, and then we have black is 28 people. Okay, so let's say that we have a 2 final decision. So now here I just mentioned that if the rule is the majority, we choose the black color. Okay, but if your rule is not majority, which means we have two contradict idea, or maybe 2 supplement idea that we need to make a decision, like gray and black. Okay, so let's forget about all the other color that we have chosen earlier, like the blue, the orange, the green, whatever. Now only the gray and the black. So let's say who still need gray. Please say yes, because I would like to see if is there anyone that don't like black, but want to change the black to gray. Is there any one of you? ចឹងឥឡូវបានន័យថាបើសិនជាយើង choose majority rule មានន័យថាយើងច្បាស់ជាយក black ហើយតោះណាក៏ប៉ុន្តែបើសិនជាយើងគិតទៅបានន័យថា black និង gray ហ្នឹងវារៀងស្រៀងគ្នារៀងច្រើនភាគរយច្រើនគួរសមដែរមិនដឹងថាក្នុងចំណោម28 black ហ្នឹងគឺមានអ្នក gray ហ្នឹង 100% ឬមួយក៏អត់ទេណាក៏ប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវក្នុងចំណោមគ្នាយើងដែល28អ្នកឬមួយក៏16អ្នក gray នេះមានម្នាក់ណាដែលមិន choose gray ហើយអត់ choose black អត់ So the question is there any one of you that you choose gray but you don't choose black? Please say yes, otherwise say no. មិនមានណាគេរើស gray ហើយអត់យក black ទេ Okay, so alpha change alpha one gray but done one black. Okay, now we have 3. Okay, we have 4. Okay, so we have 4 people that 5 people now. We have 5 people that choose gray but don't like black. Okay, let's say, oh, now we have 6. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so now that is interesting. Oh, we have 7 now. Okay, so we have 7 now. That's interesting. That is good for discussion. Okay. Okay, so let's say like this. Within our group, even the black is the majority. So okay, so let's stop from here. Let's say 7 or maybe 8 because I see one more yes. Okay, so let's say we have among 16 people, like 8 people choose black, but the other 8 they definitely like gray. They don't like black at all. Okay, so in this condition, we say that the condition is split into 2 different groups. Okay, we split into 2 different groups. One group is completely like black. One group is completely like gray, but black is also okay. Okay, but the other group is I don't like black at all. I like only gray. Okay, so in this case, if the 8 people here accept the majority rule, they will move to black. Okay, but if they don't accept the majority rule, like I don't follow the rule, even if you are more than me, but I have 8 people, and those 8 people are very talented, very active, have a lot of money, and then I will decide to make a new group, and my group will become a gray group, and then I will looking for more people to join me. For example, like there's also a people that previously like red, okay, previously like orange, and previously like blue. Okay, so now they are only 1 or 2 or 6 people, something like that. But now I will ask them to join me, and then they will become, now we will become like a 16 or whatever or more than that. Okay, so in this condition, we say that the vote has split, and then the group is also split into many groups. Understand the idea? So in real life, for example, like in real life, we are also friends together, but in making decision, we have a different decision. So if the 8 people here would like to join this group, we say that you have an open mind, you would like to unite with your team, and then we all wear the black color. But if you don't like the idea of black at all, because you are the person who really like gray, and then you don't like this idea at all, so which means you may split and then don't join the group, and then you will form another group. Okay, so this happened within the community, within the country, even within the programming. Okay, within the computer network, within the everything. Okay, and remember that all the distributed system is done by people behind it. So if the system is like majority, there's only one system now, 28 people. But tomorrow, among the 28 member of the people, some of them don't like the idea and don't want to move on. They will create another company, and then they will create another system, distributed system, which is why you see that there are a lot of distributed system algorithm. So that is what I want to talk to you. Okay, so we do election, we vote, we may have a result, and sometimes we have a people that don't like the result, so they will split, they will make a new team. Okay, so that is called uh, distributed, how we communicate with each other. So now let you see the idea. Now we have a black color is the majority, so if everyone choose black, we choose black, otherwise we have 2 teams, black and gray. Let's say that the leader, now we have a leader of the black and gray. So if you don't choose, if you don't create another rule, so the first one is an election or voting is finished now. Okay, so an election just like the country election, and then we choose the majority rule. Okay, but the election is finished now, and now we have one leader. Okay, and in order for the system to continue, we need we call a leader term. So if you don't have the leader term, your leader will stay in the rank forever. And then today he say black, and then tomorrow let's say that tomorrow he don't like black, he like red. Okay, so everyone under his decision will need to wear the red color. So from now on, you need to wear the red color, even though our team previously built on the black color. But because now I am the leader, so next month let wear red color. Okay, and then let another month let's wear the sky color, something like that. Okay, because why? Because you don't have a leader election or a leader term, so that the leader need to step down, and we need to make a new leader to make a new election to become a leader. Okay, so let's finish our case study now, and then let's see our lesson and what will this case study bring you the insight of the how the distributed system communicate with each other. Okay, so we already learned that to build a system, the system could not be centralized forever. The first reason when we've learned from chapter 1 is that the computer hardware has limited. So no matter how big you buy your purchase your hardware is, For the long run, the computer hardware may reach its limit and it cannot grow bigger. So the only way to scale your system is to replicate or make it more like a distributed system. Okay, and then if we want to go real distributed system, we call it peer-to-peer system or distributed system. There is no leader. All the peer has the same ability. For example, like previously we have 5 colors. So if one of them don't like red color, they don't wear red color. If they don't like black color, they don't wear black color, because they are independent people. Okay, but when they want to work together, they need to set some rule, because otherwise people will not reach consensus. So if we don't reach consensus, which means we don't wear the same color. Okay, but to go to the peer-to-peer system, it take a lot of communication. Why? Let's see, even if we take the leadership schema, like choose one leader and the other are the follower, we also have a lot of communication. If you don't remember, let's see here. So these are the conversation that we talk to each other in order to get the black color. Okay, and see how many message do we get. See, so this in the computer, this is a message that transfer from one computer to another computer by using the gRPC protocol. Okay, អញ្ចឹងយើងឃើញថាដើម្បីឲ្យអាកុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងវា agree ទៅលើរឿងអីមួយឧទាហរណ៍មិញគ្រាន់តែរឿង choose color for t-shirt ផងបានទេបានន័យថាយើងចង់បានតែ color t-shirt ចង់បានពណ៌អីយើងមើលថាតើយើងត្រូវនិយាយគ្នាប្រមាណដងបំតែយើង reach អា black ហ្នឹងឥឡូវយើងមើលតានេះអា yes no របស់យើងទៅឃើញហើយអូខេអញ្ចឹងអា yes no ហ្នឹងគឺជា message ដែល transfer ពីមួយទៅមួយហើយតោះណាហើយអានេះដោយសារតែយើងផុសចូល group អញ្ចឹងយើង send តែមួយឯងតែបើសិនជាយើង send ទៅគ្នាយើងវិញគឺអា message ហ្នឹងវាច្រើនជាងហ្នឹងទៀត So to move from centralized to decentralized to distributed, the number of computer grow, the number of communication grow. But to limit the number of communication, people might prefer a leadership-based protocol rather than a peer-to-peer based protocol. Okay, why? Because peer-to-peer has need a lot of communication, but leader need less communication. So that's why you will see most of the system is the leader-based protocol, and then the other one is a completely decentralized, like peer-to-peer. So Bitcoin is a real decentralized protocol, and then some of the blockchain like a Hyperledger or some of the database is a leadership based protocol. Okay, so let's talk about our first consensus algorithm. Let's finish our case study. So before going to the first consensus algorithm, any question related to our case study? So to summarize the case study is to let you know that in order to make a decision, it is not easy. We need a lot of communication. We need to set rule, and we need to have some role like leader, follower, and then we need to make an agreement. So we communicate with each other, and finally, when we follow the rule of majority, we will have a final decision. Okay, and the final decision could be split if there are some people or some team who really don't like the decision, and then they will move and split and become a new team. Okay, so that is the idea of the case study. So any question? If we don't have question, we will move to our first consensus algorithm called passes. អញ្ចឹងមានសំណួរអីអត់ច្បាស់អីតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងអ្វីដែលយើងធ្វើមិញ case study មិញហើយអាហ្នឹងឯងគេហៅ distributed system អ្វីដែលយើងកំពុងតែធ្វើមិញហ្នឹងគឺ distributed system ហើយ Question? Lee Heng, question? Yes, no? If you have no question, we will move on. ចំណាយបាត់ហើយ Lee Heng ឆ្លាញ់កូនសិស្សនឹងដល់ហើយសួរម៉ាត់អត់ឆ្លើយសោះ Okay, no question. So let's move our lesson to the first lesson. So now stop talking about the color, t-shirt color. Let's move to the first question. So in 1989, let's say distributed system, the most famous people is Leslie Lamport. Okay, so PESOS is the algorithm that designed by Leslie Lamport in 1989, and then it is mostly used in 2001. Okay, but today the algorithm is not used anymore, but all the modern algorithm is inspired by this algorithm. That's why we need to learn a little bit about the history, and then we will see how they the evolution of the algorithm, how they move and change until today. Okay, ចឹងអា passes ហ្នឹងគឺវាជា algorithm ដែលបង្កើតនៅឆ្នាំ1989ដែលដោយមនុស្សល្បីហ្នឹងគឺអាប៉ែមួយឈ្មោះ Leslie Lamport ហ្នឹងដែលគេហៅ Big Data Distributed System ហ្នឹងហើយអា algorithm ហ្នឹងឥឡូវគេលែងប្រើហើយក៏ប៉ុន្តែអា algorithm ថ្មីដែលកើតឡើងរហូតដល់រាល់ថ្ងៃហ្នឹងគឺ idea វាគឺយកតាមអាហ្នឹងឯងបើយើងទៅមើលទៅវាស្រៀងឯតោះនេះគ្រាន់តែវា update ឲ្យល្អទៅតែអាដើមឫសគល់គឺចេញមកពីអាមួយហ្នឹងអូខេអញ្ចឹងយើងរៀនវាដើម្បីដឹងជា history ហើយតិចទៀតយើងរៀនអា modern វិញSo consensus is an agreement on the result. You know that consensus algorithm is an agreement on the result that we choose the black t-shirt color. Once a majority agree upon a proposal, so we have 5 or 6 proposal, and then there's 28 of you agree on the proposal. That is called consensus. Okay. So now we have 6. Even if we have 6 proposal, but majority of you agree on the black color. So black is the final result, and it is we call it now we reach a consensus. And then our final color is black. The rich consensus can be eventually known by everyone. Okay, so now everyone know that from now on we need to make a black color t-shirt. Paxos defines 3 roles. So Paxos is not defining 1 role or 2 role like us, like a proposer and a proposer and leader, master, something like that. They have a 3 role. So another role just like a client. Just like this one is a computer, like server computer, and then there's also another computer that listen to the system and want to know the result of the system. For example, like Zik teacher would like to know which color do we choose now. So all the Zik teacher are the learner. Okay, so it is just a role in the Paxos. So we have 3 roles. One is the proposer role, the other one is the acceptor role, and then the last one is the learner role. So in summary, proposer role is the one who propose the color. For example, like we have 6 colors, so those people are the proposer role or proposer. We can call it proposer computer, proposer people, or something like that. Okay, because their role is to propose something to the group, and then all the other people, even themselves, because they propose the black, but they also accept. They vote for black also. So that means one computer can have multiple role. Okay, so you can see here, Paxos node can take multiple role and can even take all of the role. Okay, so you propose the color, you also vote for your color, and then the other people will learn that your color is now what color. Okay. Paxos node must know how many acceptor is a majority. So for example, like we have 60 people, we need to know that what is the majority of the 60 people, let's say 40 or 20 or something like that. So we have 28, so 28 is almost 50% of the group because some of you didn't say anything. So that's why we have only 28, okay? So the Paxos node need to know that how many number that we call it majority, okay? Paxos must be persistent so they can't forget what they accepted. If they accept the black, they will know that the black color is need to be chosen. Okay. So before move on, let's see this diagram. So this diagram talking about 3 things. So one is about the Byzantine fault tolerance. The other one is the Paxos that we learned today. So Paxos or RAF. RAF is the modern consensus algorithm of the Paxos. And we have also another one called database replication. Sometimes when you build a distributed system, you don't need to create a distributed system. You just need to build a distributed database and your system will likely becoming a distributed system. Okay. I say it again. If you want to build a distributed system, sometimes you don't need to build distributed system. You just need to build your distributed database, which means that the system is very look like a centralized, a little bit centralized, or 1 or 2 server, but your database is very distributed. So which means that your data is not lost because it replicates it distributed. So if one of your computer, because you have only 2 computers, you don't have 1,000 computer. So if you have only 2 computer or 2 server, one server go down, it's still working, and then your data is still working because you have a lot of database behind. Even if your 2 computer server go down, your system may be down a little bit, but when you restart your server is still running. Your database is not lost because you have a lot of database reserve or backup. Okay, in that case you don't need a lot of communication. Understand? So here we have 3 things. So you can see that if you just replicate your database, you only need we call it M+1. So M is malicious, just like last time. When we learn about fault tolerance, we have a 3F+1. Remember that 3F+1. So if you want your system to be totally distributed and can handle the Byzantine fault tolerance, your server, the number of the server need to be 3M+1 or 3F+1. Okay. But if you don't want your computer to be strong like that, only a little bit strong, no need too strong, because too strong need a lot of server. So if you choose pixels or rough, it is only 2f plus 1, which means that to handle one malicious computer, you need only 3 computers, okay? But in pixels, if in Byzantine fault tolerant, if you want to handle one malicious computer, you need 4 computers, okay? So if you want to lower the number of the server, you don't need to build a distributed system. You just need to build a distributed database. So in that case, you only need 2 computers. So if one computer don't go down, you still have another one, okay? But it doesn't mean that your system is a Byzantine fault tolerant system. Understand? So I think this one is a little bit complicated. So let's see if you understand, okay? So let's see if someone can explain me again. So what is the difference between a Byzantine fault tolerant system, a system that using consensus algorithm called PASES, a system that are not distributed but only distributed in database. They replicate their database. So we have 3 type of system now, okay? So we have 3 type of system now. One system is a completely Byzantine fault tolerant. We call it Byzantine BFT system, okay? And then the second one is the system that using the Paxos algorithm, just like we are learning now, okay? And then the third one is the one that only replicate the database, okay? Replicate the database. Okay, so these are the 3 types of the system. If you choose to build a system from the first one, you need a lot of server because it can handle 3f plus 1 malicious computer. Okay, it can handle 3f plus 1. F is faulty. Okay, faulty computer or malicious computer. Faulty computer. Okay, so if you choose Pasos, it's 3f plus 1, and then if you choose a replicate database, it's only f plus 1. Okay. So who can explain me again? What is the difference between the three system? If you want to build a three system, you can build by choosing one of the system here. Okay. Okay. So now who can tell me? Who can summarize back? ស្រីលាវបញ្យល់ខ្ញុំតិចមើលថា system 3នេះវាខុសគ្នាមិនកុំឲ្យនិយាយអង់គ្លេសទៅចុងចប់អត់ចេះឲ្យលីង can you tell me the difference between the 3 system that we want to build? Byzantine fault tolerant system, a system that using pass and replicate. អង់គ្លេសក៏បានខ្មែរក៏បានតើអា system 3ហ្នឹងវាខុសគ្នាមិនទៅណាបាត់ហើយស្រីលាវលឺអត់ស្រីលាវលឺលោកគ្រូខ្ញុំតើឥឡូវឆ្លើយតែមួយក៏បានដែរឆ្លើយតែមួយក៏បានដែរថាតើនេះអា system ខាងលើនេះ Byzantine fault tolerant ហ្នឹងបើយើងចង់បង្កើត system មួយឬដូចបង្កើត website បង្កើត student management system bus booking ticket អីចឹងហើយយើងជ្រើសរើសបែប build អា system ហ្នឹងបែប Byzantine fault tolerant system យើងហ្នឹងវាមានលក្ខណៈម៉េចអត់ដឹងទេឥឡូវ3ហ្នឹងចង់ឆ្លើយមួយណាក៏បានដែរអាមួយ Byzantine fault tolerant អាមួយទៀត system ដោយប្រើ Paxos algorithm មិញហ្នឹងហើយអាមួយទៀតគឺយើង system យើងអត់មានអី distributed ទេគ្រាន់តែធ្វើ database ឲ្យច្រើនបាន backup database ច្រើនកន្លែង Cannot answer? If you cannot answer, which means you don't understand. Okay, so let one more people before we summarize it again. So one which year, can you tell me the difference between the 3 systems?
Yes, sir. Hello.
What is the difference between the 3 systems?
I think 3 system is different from check.
Check here. These are the different. Okay. ណានិយាយខ្មែរឥឡូវនិយាយខ្មែរឥឡូវខ្ញុំសួរសំណួរសួរថាតើអា system នោះ3គ្នាខុសគ្នាដូចម្ដេចអូខេតើពេលយើងកន្លែងមើលទៅឃើញវាខុសហើយនេះឃើញ 3F 2F អាហ្នឹងឯងខុសគ្នាតែខ្ញុំចង់ឲ្យយើង បញ្យល់ដើម្បីឲ្យយើងយល់ថាវាខុសហ្នឹងវាពិតជាខុសហ្មងណាតោះវិជាចាត់
I'm not sure.
Okay, not sure, which means nobody understand. Okay, let us the last people. After portrayal, now can you tell me the difference between the three system? And otherwise, I will summarize again. Like what are the difference between the three system?
I think you can summarize again. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you cannot answer.
No.
Okay, so let's talk about. So which means you still don't understand about those system yet. So before we summarize it, let's talk about F first. Okay, because maybe you don't know what is F mean. Otherwise, you know this one. So what is F? What is F mean? If we go back to our previous chapter, the fault tolerance chapter. Okay. So in this case, for example, like here we have remember our two general problem or Byzantine general problem. Like we have three computer, okay, but all the three computer, one of them is malicious, which means that they are compromised by the hacker. So if those computer is compromised by someone else, we call that computer a faulty computer in this diagram F. So F or faulty, which means your computer is compromised by the other people like hacker. Okay. So if your computer is F fault, which means that when your computer is talking to each other, they don't talk the real story or the real message. For example, like if you want to attack something, so the first one is the fault computer. They talk to the second computer, I want to attack, but they talk to the second computer, I want to retreat. Okay. Just like for example, like one of you have now, we have like a 60 member, but one of you is a 40 person in ICAT, for example, like a mother. Sovichi, okay. So Sovichi said that today there is no class. Okay. He tell to Arthur today there is no class, and then he tell to Proto today they have class. So he talked to the other people like Alpha today no class. Okay. And then he talked to so Pin that today have class. So some of you may come to class and some of you may not come to class. Why? Because there is one bad person in our group. Okay. So that we call that one is a faulty computer or malicious computer. So if you see here, if we have between three computer, if one computer is malicious or faulty, you cannot reach consensus. We call it Byzantine problem. That means your computer cannot make decision. For example, like if this decision is not attack and retreat, but this decision is choosing the color of the t-shirt. Like he talked to the first people, I want the black color, and then he talked to the other one, the gray color. Okay. So what is the final result? So suppose that we don't have 60 students, we only have 3 students. And then Mother tell to the first one, I like black t-shirt. And then he tell to the other one, I like gray t-shirt. Okay. So this one, when he receive black, he tell back, okay, I like black. And then please like black color. Okay. But the last one, he received the gray. So he sent, okay, now I like gray. So please choose the gray. So what is the final decision? Black or gray? Black or gray? Let's say we have 3 computer or 3 students, just like we do the t-shirt use case. Okay, so we have 3 students. So we have 3 students, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then this one is a bad guy. Okay, this one is a bad student. Okay, so now this one telling this one that let's choose a black color t-shirt. Okay, but he tell to the other people, okay, let's choose the gray t-shirt. Okay, because he didn't make a good election, he make a fake election. Okay, and then when the second one receive the black, he will tell this one, okay, now someone tell me black, so please choose the black. Okay, and then he will send this one also back to the first one, let's choose the black. Okay, but the last one, he received gray from the first one. So he will tell them, okay, I choose gray because I received gray from someone else. And then this one is telling to the other one, okay, I also choose, you tell me to choose gray, now I choose gray. Okay. And then we will choose the majority. Okay. So this one tell this one to choose black, okay, and then it will also forward the black to the other people. So now what is the final decision? Let's see this one, they don't choose anything because he tell this one black, he tell this one gray. But this one, when it receive black, it tell black to the other. When this one receive gray, it tell gray to the other, okay? So now you can see here, there is also a gray one. So what is the final decision between the three students? Now what are the color of the t-shirt? Can anyone tell me? What are the color of the t-shirt? Hmm? Can anyone tell me? Mơ hụt năng vô lá thầy còn nhom cua của bạn của bạn phải. ឥឡូវចង់ថាឥឡូវនេះចង់ក្រោយនេះបាននៅក្នុងចំណោម3កុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងមានម្នាក់ខូចហើយឲ្យព័ត៌មានអត់ពិតទេតើឥឡូវចង់ក្រោយយើងសួរថាតើ3នាក់ហ្នឹងបានអាវយឺតពណ៌អីពាក់អត់ទេយល់អត់យល់ហ្នឹងអត់ Master មិនយល់អត់ Silent maybe you forget our chapter 4 that's why you can if you don't understand chapter 4 you can't understand chapter 5 okay okay I can talk again 1 I will write it more properly 2 and 3 okay so we have 3 computer remember that we have 3 computer and 1 computer is not a good computer okay it is an evil computer okay or we can call it a faulty computer or we can call it a malicious computer okay so there's a lot of term for the bad guy malicious computer okay so we have 3 computer but one of them is malicious and then malicious sometimes people say it M or sometimes people say it F okay so when you see M or F is the same thing okay so now you have 3 computer so the number of N is equal to 3 but you have 1 computer which is bad so the number of computer is 1 F is 1 okay we say that to handle Byzantine fault tolerance we need to have 3F plus 1 otherwise you cannot handle it why let's see the example if you don't have this number of a computer you will not handle the Byzantine problem okay so let's say now we have one faulty so how many computer do we need in order to survive how many computer do we need anyone can tell me we have one bad computer now F is equal to 1 because this guy is very bad so now if we have one computer bad how many computer in total do we need in order to handle the Byzantine fault tolerance
I think
how many
4.
okay good you understand the lesson so we need 4 computer in order to handle the Byzantine fault problem we don't say tolerant because tolerant means handle okay but if you only talk this one tolerant means the fault so if there is someone who faking or evil or say bad we say that computer is malicious or fault or we call it Byzantine fault okay Byzantine fault but if you want to handle that problem you need a formula 3F plus 1 which means you need a total computer of 4 in order to handle this problem so now how many computer do you have now how many computer do you have here how many computer do you have 3 so which means that your system this system cannot handle Byzantine fault problem because your total number is less than the formula that they create that the scientist has found out okay so let's see okay I explain in Khmer a little bit before we see the example អញ្ចឹងគេនិយាយថាក្នុងចំណោម distributed system ពេលណាមួយនឹងមានកុំព្យូទ័រណាមួយដែលវាដំណើរការមិនប្រក្រតីហេតុអីគឺមាន hacker hack ហ្នឹងហើយតោះនេះមានគេចូល hack ហ្នឹងហើយបានវាមិនប្រក្រតីហ្នឹងអាកុំព្យូទ័រដែលមិនប្រក្រតីហ្នឹងគេហៅវាអាកុំព្យូទ័រក្បាលខូចអាកុំព្យូទ័រដែលអាក្រក់អីហ្នឹងទៅ malicious faulty ហ្នឹងទៅអូខេហើយគេតាំងវាបើគេទៅសេរូបមន្តភាគច្រើនគេតាំងវាជាជួនកាលគេទៅសេអក្សរ M ឬមួយក៏ F ហ្នឹងទៅអញ្ចឹងអាពីរហ្នឹងវាដូចគ្នា M ហ្នឹងវាមកពីពាក្យ malicious ហើយ F ហ្នឹងវាមកពីពាក្យ faulty ហើយនៅពេលដែលគេធ្វើការស្រាវជ្រាវទៅអាហ្នឹងអ្នកប្រាជ្ញវិទ្យាសាស្ត្រគេ research គេស្រាវជ្រាវហ្នឹងទៅគេឃើញថាដើម្បីទប់ទល់នឹងបញ្ហាកុំព្យូទ័រមួយដែលវាគេ hack នឹងបានលុះត្រាតែចំនួនសរុបនៃកុំព្យូទ័រទាំងអស់ត្រូវស្មើនឹងចំនួន 3F + 1 តោះណាបើមានកុំព្យូទ័រមួយគ្រឿងខូចតើតែមាន4គ្រឿងបានទប់ទល់រួច បើមានកុំព្យូទ័រ2គ្រឿងវាខូចតតែមានប៉ុន្មានពី6 7គ្រឿងបានទប់ទល់វារួចតោះណាអញ្ចឹងក្នុងករណីមួយនេះកុំព្យូទ័រយើងមានតែ3គ្រឿងទេអញ្ចឹងមិនអាចទប់ទល់នៅអាហ្នឹងបានទេច្បាស់ជាបានន័យថា decision ចុងក្រោយគឺច្បាស់ជា system យើងគឺអត់ make a good decision ទេដោយសារអីដោយសារតែវាមាន3គ្រឿងនឹងវាតិចជាងអារូបមន្តមួយនេះអូខេ so now we understand that if you want to your system to be Byzantine fault tolerant, if you want your system to be the first type of system BFT, you need the total number of computer 3f plus 1, which means 4. Okay, so now you have only 3, which means your system is not, this system is not a Byzantine fault tolerant system. Let's see why it is not. Okay, so let's say the first one is a bad guy. He tell the first one that okay, let's choose a black color t-shirt. And then the other, he tell to this one black, but he tell to the other one, let's choose the gray. Okay. And then this one, when he received the black color from the first one, he tell to the first one, okay, I follow you because he is the follower. I follow you. I choose black. And he tell to his friend, I received black from one of our friends, so let's choose black. Okay. But check here, the last one, he received the gray from this one. So he also choose gray. And then he tell to the first one, I received gray from our friend. And then he tell to the first one that, okay, now I follow you. I choose gray also. Okay. So here we talk about the majority. So in order to make a decision, we need majority. Okay. So what is the majority of the 3 computer? So the first computer, we don't care. Why we don't care? Because he is a bad guy. So we don't care about his decision. But we care about the honest guy. Okay. So these 2 computer is then an honest guy. But what happened to them when there is a one guy is a bad guy? So what is the majority of the second one? BBG. What is the majority of the BBG? Black, gray. So which one do he choose? According to the software in his computer. ចា computer ទី2នេះបើវាមើល majority rule ទៅវាឃើញថា2នាក់ឲ្យ black ហើយម្នាក់ឲ្យ gray សួរថាវាយកអីគេវាយកពណ៌អីព្រោះច្បាប់ថា majority យកពណ៌អីគេ
So I choose black.
Black. Okay. So the second computer will choose black, and then the last computer will choose gray, which means that now you done. So if you see the result here, which means your system is not reaching consensus, which means your system is now for a false system. Okay. So if your system is a false system, why? Because your system has only 3 computer, and then we say that 3 cannot handle Byzantine fault tolerant when there is one bad guy here. Understand now? So now you know that in order for your system to be the first type of system BFT, your system need to have more computer. Okay, 3f plus 1 computer. ឥឡូវយល់នៅប៉ុណ្ណឹងយល់ឡាចំណុចទី1នៅព្រោះមិញយើងរៀន3 system តែឥឡូវយកមកបញ្យល់តែមួយសិនទេច្បាស់អត់ Clear? I think it's a little bit clear now. បាទណាអាហ្នឹងមេរៀនទី3ណាមេរៀនទីមេរៀនទី4ណាដោយសារយើងភ្លេចមេរៀនយើង Okay, so now if you clear if you clear you can see the video again and copy and about this diagram. And then let's talk about the other one. Okay, so now we say that if your system want to be a Byzantine fault tolerant system, you need a total computer 3f plus 1. Okay, but why do people don't create the first type of the system? Why they don't want to build such a system? Anyone can answer me? Why most of the people when they build a system they don't want to build Byzantine fault tolerant system? Miền nào cái ai slide bàn nọ? Bạn ấy thà system nó về là o rồi. Bạn ấy thà làm bay handle là system nó bán bay ai bọc mùi. Chẳng cứ ao tại miền công tơ mùi khối cứ đang tờ đầm nà ca thò mà đà. Bởi sân gì miền nào pi khối nhưng đặt server nhưng phẩm cơ rương máu đang tờ đầm nà ca thò mà đà miền ấy công tác hai đấy bạn kia áp trầu chật bia là system chẳng. Đâu bị chia.
Chơi những cái tab 2 mét tới chấm nai chờ tí.
Yes, cost. Okay. So why do people don't like to build the first system? Because if you want to handle a 240, you need 7 server. Okay. So the problem is about the cost. Second problem is about the performance. If you have more computer, your computer need to communicate a lot, just like we did here. Okay. So if we have only 3 computer like previously, only a little bit communication. But if you have like 60 computer like now here we have CC computer. You see in the chat, let's follow, go back to see your chat, how many computer, how many communication do we need, okay? So that's why people, if they have a lot of money, they want their system to be strong, they will choose a BFT system, okay? But because it costs a lot, and then because the communication is overload, they choose the less performance, less security system, but still working fine, okay? That's why the second one is a system which choosing the Paxos algorithm, okay? Paxos. So this system is not really weak. We can say it is a medium system, but it is not Byzantine fault tolerant. If there is 140, the system will go down, okay? But it can handle what number it can handle? It can handle 2f plus 1, okay? Which means if you have a 140 computer, you need only 3 computer, okay? So if your computer has 3, something like this, and then if one computer fail, it can handle the problem, but it is not handle the Byzantine problem, okay? Understand? For example, like if you have a 3 computer, 1, 2, and 3, okay? So now if one of the computer fail, does the system still working? Yes, because it still have two more computer, okay? But if this computer is fail, does it still working? Yeah, it's still working because it has 2 more computer, okay? For example, like if these 2 fail, does it still working? Yes, it's still working because it still have 1 more computer, okay? Because we say that 2f plus 1. So f here mean it's only a normal fault, but it is not a BF. So f here is not a BF here. BF, which means the computer say something bad, okay? So for example, like there's 1 computer or 2 computer which are the bad guy, okay? So in that case, if someone telling the fake one, fake, or sending a fake message, we call that a Byzantine fault. So please make a difference between a normal breakdown computer and a computer that can tell lie, okay? So in Paxos, it can handle the computer go down, but it cannot handle a computer that telling lie. That's why it can handle 2f plus 1, but if the computer can tell lie, it cannot handle because 3 cannot handle 140 of the Byzantine fault tolerance. ច្បាស់នៅ ចឹងអាកន្លែង F នេះក៏វារៀងមានលក្ខណៈខុសគ្នាបន្តិចដែរណាបានន័យថាអា 2F បូក1នេះវា can handle មែនក៏តែ F ហ្នឹងគឺបានន័យថាគ្រាន់តែកុំព្យូទ័រវា down ឬមកក៏វាខូចទេបាទឧទាហរណ៍យើងមាន3កុំព្យូទ័រអញ្ចឹងដូច backup អញ្ចឹងណាបើកុំព្យូទ័រ1ខូចសល់2ទៀតបើ2ខូចសល់1ទៀតអញ្ចឹងកុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងវាដំណើរការធម្មតាហើយកុំតែបើសិនជាក្នុងចំណោម3កុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងមានអាកុំព្យូទ័រណាមួយត្រូវបានគេ hack ហើយវា send fake message ណាអញ្ចឹងអា3កុំព្យូទ័រនេះទប់ទល់អត់រួចទេពីព្រោះអី system មួយនេះគឺវាមិនមែនជា system Byzantine fault tolerant system ទេវាគ្រាន់តែជា system ធម្មតាដែលកាត់បន្ថយ server កុំឲ្យ server អស់ច្រើនពេកក៏ប៉ុន្តែនៅពេលដែលកុំព្យូទ័រណាមួយខូចគឺ handle អត់កើតទេហេតុអីបាន handle អត់កើតដោយសារវាមានតែ3ហ្នឹងហើយយើងនិយាយថា Byzantine fault tolerant តោះតែវាមាន4បានវា handle កើតតោះណាបើ3វា handle អត់កើតទេក៏ប៉ុន្តែនៅពេលដែលគេប្រើប្រាស់ system ទី2ហ្នឹងគឺយើងមិនបាច់ចាំអស់លុយច្រើនក្នុងការទិញ server តោះណា understand the second system? Don't say. Okay, so now first system, Byzantine fault tolerant system, is a very strong system, but your computer need to have a lot of server. Okay, you need a lot of server and communication also. But if you choose the second one, the system with the Paxos algorithm, okay, your computer need to be handle only a 2s plus 1, but it cannot handle Byzantine fault tolerant problem. Okay, because if you only have one computer, your computer will fail, okay, because you only have 3 computers, so you cannot handle the Byzantine fault tolerant. The last one is a replicate database, okay, so replicate database, which means only f plus 1, which means you only need 2 computer, okay, 2 computer. If your one computer go down, your computer still go back to the database, okay. So if this one go down, one more available. If this go down, one more available. But if the 2 go down, your system is still working because the database is here. It's not go down yet, okay? Only when your computer coming back, it will connect to the database again, okay? Because here we have a computer and a database. So when your system is only replicate a lot of database, you need only a few computer in the front. If all go down, it's okay. Your system may go down for some time. But if you have one computer back, it will connect to the database again. Understand? unless you put your database inside your computer. That is the problem. So if your computer break down and then destroy all the database, so you will not recover your database. So that we call the last system is not using the Paxos algorithm. It's not using a decentralized way, but it only using the replicate database. Why people choosing the third one? Because same thing, because they need to reduce the cost and the communication. Okay, so let's go back to our question. What are the difference between the three systems? The difference between the three systems is how they handle the faulty. The first system can handle Byzantine fault tolerant 3F+1. The second system can handle a little bit, but not Byzantine. And then the last one cannot handle Byzantine, but it has a less cost and less communication, less computer. So that is the difference between the three systems. Okay. And now we are learning in chapter 5, we are learning about the second type of the system. Okay. We don't talk about the last system, we don't talk about the first system, but we talk about the second system. Okay. In chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, we talk about this one. Okay. So chapter 5 is talking about this system, and then chapter 6, 7, 8 is talking about this system. Understand? យល់ទេ ទាំងអស់គ្នាតើអត់ ចឹងអាហ្នឹងយើងនេះមើលមេរៀនទី4ទី5ឡើងវិញទៅព្រោះអាពីរហ្នឹងវាតែអ្នកតំណងគ្នាគ្រាន់តែយើងដឹងថា3 system មួយហ្នឹង system ដូចតែគ្នាឯងគ្រាន់តែ system មួយវា handle security បានខ្លាំងជាងក៏ប៉ុន្តែក៏ត្រូវអស់ server ច្រើនហើយអស់ communication ច្រើនដែរដើម្បីកាត់បន្ថយអាហ្នឹងបានមនុស្សគឺឲ្យថាសុខចិត្តឲ្យ security វារៀង weak តិចចុះក៏ប៉ុន្តែក៏វាមិនសូវអស់លុយមិនសូវអស់ computer ដែរតើណាហើយបើម្នាក់ហ្នឹងក្រមែនតើទៀតអត់ចង់អស់ computer កាន់តែច្រើនទៀតគឺគេរើសយកទី3នេះតើណាក៏តែយើងដឹងថានៅពេលដែលយើងរើស system យើងកាន់តែទូទៅ system យើងវាដំណើរការមែនក៏តែវាអត់អាចទប់ទល់នឹងអា security ខ្លាំងបានទេបើវាមកហ្មងគឺ system យើងដួលហើយតោះណាអញ្ចឹងភាពខុសគ្នាគឺគ្រាន់តែតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងរឿង security ហើយនឹងរឿងការចំណាយទៅលើលុយហើយនឹងចំណាយទៅលើ communication ដែល computer នឹងវានិយាយគ្នាទៅវិញទៅមកunderstand everyone if you understand please say understand
yes បើសិនជាវា hack មិនវា hack តាមណា
ទៅមើល security ទៅ remote control SQL injection អីណានៃមកកភ្លោះហ្នឹង open port អីហ្នឹងសិតតែ hack ឯងតែ hack ចូលបានគឺវាកែបានណាតោះណា if you have a database and then your database is not secure I go from script injection I go to add a username and now I become the administrator of your database can I modify your information and that is called compromise or faulty okay and if you want to know how to hack a computer there is a lot of way learn about the cyber security and you will know that there are a lot of ways to hack one computer okay so if those hack is success which means one of your computer may become a faulty computer or maybe all of them okay if your security is very weak they compromise all your computer that done okay but sometimes they only compromise a client computer so you still have some server that they cannot compromise so in that case you just kick out this one and then reinstall another one it's okay okay ចឹងបើយើងនិយាយថា computer មួយត្រូវបានគេ compromise ឬមួយក៏ hack ហ្នឹងវាមានក្បួនច្រើនណាស់តោះណាព្រោះរាល់ថ្ងៃយើងមើលតែរឿងអាព័ត៌មាន hacker យើងដឹងហើយចឹងអាពេលហ្នឹងឯងដែល computer យើងមួយត្រូវបានគេបញ្ជាបានហើយតែពេលហ្នឹងហើយគឺវា send message ទៅពីហើយក៏តែដោយសារតែ computer យើងមានច្រើនយើងអត់ជឿលើអា message 5មួយទៅពីហ្នឹង computer យើងនៅដំណើរការធម្មតាមានន័យថាបើយើងមាន4 computer អាមួយគេលួចបានមែន computer យើងនៅ send នៅ serve client រាល់ថ្ងៃអត់មានបញ្ហាអីទេយើងគ្រាន់តែដឹងថាមួយនឹង compromise ដកអាហ្នឹងចោលហើយដាក់ថ្មីទៅអូខេតោះ Another question
លោកគ្រូខ្ញុំចង់សួរមួយលោកគ្រូនៅពេលដែលយើងប្រើPilot BT ហ្នឹងបើសិនជាធ្វើម៉េចបានយើងដឹងថាចំនួនកុំព្យូទ័រដែលយើងមាន 3F+1 ហ្នឹងអាចថា hold ពួកហ្នឹងពី hacker បានអីចឹង
Okay good question so let's say I want to build my computer is the first type of computer okay now let not continue the lesson let's understand the system BFT okay so BFT is called Byzantine is just the name of the ancient city okay it become popular in computer science Byzantine fall tolerant. Okay, BFT refer to Byzantine fault tolerant. Okay, but if you say only a Byzantine fault, it's a fault. Okay, so let's understand the three words clearly. If you only talk about BF, which means it's a fault, but if you talk about BFT, which means a tolerant, which means it is can handle this one. Okay, ចឹងយើងមួយយើងត្រូវចំណាំពាក្យកុំឲ្យអាពីរនឹងលោកឡំគ្នាបើគេនិយាយពី Byzantine fault គេចង់និយាយសំដៅទៅលើកុំព្យូទ័រទាំងអស់មានអាខ្លះខូចអាហ្នឹង Byzantine fault អូខេតែបើគេនិយាយអំពី Byzantine fault tolerant BFT មានន័យថាកុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងអាចគ្រប់គ្រងអាខូចបានបើទោះបីជាវាមានអាខូចប្រមាណក៏វាគ្រប់គ្រងបានដែរ clear first we need to understand about the definition first. Okay, so again if we talk about BF we talk about faulty. Okay, so which means some computer can fake or can compromise. Okay, so first let's see about the definition compromise. If we talk about BFT system, so if some system they say that okay my system is an BFT system, which means your system is very strong. Okay, which means your system is very strong, which means your system can handle 3F plus 1. So if there is one computer, when you have 4 computers, your system is good. Okay. So now let's see why your system is good when you have 4 computers. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So let's say the first one is not good. Okay. Let's say the first one is not good. And then let the same thing. Now all of them need to communicate with each other in order to send an attack or retreat. Okay. So let's say this one choose to attack. This one choose to attack. This one choose to retreat. And then the last one is choose to be malicious. Let's see what will happen in this case. Okay. So if this one choose to attack, he will send the attack message to everyone. Okay. Let's say this one is also choose to attack, so he will send the attack message to everyone. Okay. Let's say the first one is choose to retreat, so he will send the retreat message to everyone. And let's say this one is a malicious one, so we don't care about his decision. He send attack to this one, he send retreat to this one, something like that. He send attack to this one, something like that. Okay. Or maybe retreat, something like that. Okay. So what is the final decision? So when the final decision, we don't care about this decision. And here we see that there is 3 attacks. So the final decision is 3 attack. So here 2A and 2 retreat. So this one they don't know what is what to do because 2 is attack, 2 is a retreat. Maybe maybe what the decision is not clear, so maybe he don't make decision, something like that. Okay. And then the other one 1, 2, 3, so the decision is an attack decision. Okay. So now when we have 4 computer and then you see that 2 computer is not having a decision, but we have 2 computer, so which means you have already 50% of the data. Okay. So when you have 50% of the data, normally it depends on the we call consensus rule, consensus algorithm. What is your rule? Like if among the 4 computer, if 2 of the computer say yes, your decision will say yes, so it means that you will go to attack. Okay. So if it go to attack, all the computer need to go to attack together. If for example like here is a voting. Okay. Here is a proposing phase, like what we do in our t-shirt, like a black, orange, something like that. But after we check the majority rule, and then for example 4 computer 2, if we receive 2 from the 4 computer, we may make decision like attack. So after that there is a phase called decision phase. Okay, decision phase. So decision phase, which means now everyone agree to attack. So which means all the computer need to send an attack message to everyone. So now I go to attack. Okay, the other one also said that I go to attack, and then the third computer also said I go to attack. And after that it reached a consensus. So a final decision is go to attack. Final go to attack. Okay. So why do we say that when we have 4 computers, so one computer, if the number of n is is good for the consensus, we can see that even if one computer is not good, we still can go to attack. Okay, but in reality, sometimes we don't choose 4, we choose a little bit more, for example, like 5. Okay, so now even if we have 4, we still can go because 2 over 4 is also a majority. And then if we have another honest node, we have 3 for example, like, so here is a 2 over 2 2 over 2 2 over 4 because we have 4 computers. So here we have 3 over 5. So 3 over 5 also majority, and then the final decision is also attack. Okay. So that's why a system is Byzantine when we do the communication. Even some of the communication is not good or it's not clear, but we still can reach the final decision. ចឹងមិនសំណួរសួរថាធ្វើម៉េចដឹងថា system ហ្នឹងវា Byzantine fault tolerant មានន័យថាម៉េចគឺដោយសារតែចំនួនកុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងវាមានច្រើនឧទាហរណ៍ថាក្នុងករណីនេះវាអាចមាន4ឬមួយក៏5ហ្នឹងទៅតោះណាអញ្ចឹងពេលដែលវាមាន4មាន5អាកុំព្យូទ័រណាដែលល្អវាច្បាស់ជា send message ដែលល្អទៅហើយ message ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងហើយដែលវាអាចធ្វើឲ្យអា message ដែលអត់ល្អហ្នឹងវាចាញ់បានចាញ់នៅពេលណាគឺចាញ់នៅពេលអា make decision នេះអញ្ចឹងនៅពេលដែលយើងពេលមកដល់កន្លែង make decision ហ្នឹងយើងឃើញថាភាគរយនៃអាអ្នកដែលធ្វើអីមួយហ្នឹងវាច្រើនឧទាហរណ៍ថា2លើ4ហ្នឹងទៅអាហ្នឹងក៏គិតថាច្រើនហ្នឹងវា 50% បាត់ហើយតោះណាឬមួយក៏បើសិនយើងចង់ឲ្យវាល្អជាងហ្នឹងទៀតយើងថែមកុំព្យូទ័រយើងមាន5គ្រឿងទៅវាខ្លាយទៅជា3លើ5ហើយអញ្ចឹង3លើ5ហ្នឹងគឺជា majority អញ្ចឹងគឺយើងកុំព្យូទ័រទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងត្រូវតែរើសយក A ហើយបើទោះបីជាពួកអាមួយនេះវាខូចក៏ដោយតោះណាហើយអា system បែបហ្នឹងយើងឲ្យឈ្មោះថា Byzantine fault tolerant system យល់នៅប៉ុណ្ណឹងយល់អត់អ្នកសួរមិញយល់នៅ
បានលោកគ្រូយល់គ្រូ
Okay, so when you increase the number of your server, your system is becoming stronger and stronger. Okay, but for example, like now you have 5 computers, but 2 of them are false. Okay, like this one is a bad guy, and also this one is a bad guy. Thus your system is a Byzantine fault tolerant system. ឧទាហរណ៍ថាឥឡូវយើងមាន5 server ក៏ប៉ុន្តែអាកុំព្យូទ័រដែលគេ compromise បាន compromise បានដល់2សួរតា system យើងហ្នឹងនៅ Byzantine fault tolerant ទៀតអត់ទេ Yes or no? Yes, no, because it is not follow 3f plus 1. Okay, so if 3f plus 1, if there is 2 computer is bad, how many computer do you need? You need at least 7 computers. So you need more than 7 computers, like 8, 9, 10, something like that. Okay, otherwise you have only 5 and then 2 faulty. Your system is prompt to Byzantine fault. Okay, and then it is not a Byzantine fault tolerant system. Cho hát đấy.
លោកគ្រូអញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាអា3ចំណុចដែលលើកឡើងហ្នឹងយើងចង់ភាសាទៅលើ security របស់ server
ហ្នឹងហើយ
ណាមួយដែល
យើងចង់ពិភាក្សាទៅលើ security របស់ server របស់យើងហ្នឹងថាតើវា handle security ខ្លាំងដល់កម្រិតណា
បាទលោកគ្រូនៅពេលដែលគេមានចំនួនគ្រប់អញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាបើសិនជាករណីដែលគេ hack យកអញ្ចឹងទៅអញ្ចឹងពេលដែលវាអត់ចូលទៅ Valorant ហ្នឹងយើងត្រូវឧទាហរណ៍ថាយើងបាច់ធ្វើអីទេ
បានន័យថា system យើងគឺនៅតែដំណើរការធម្មតាតទៅពេលយើង detect ដឹងថាកុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងមួយវា compromise យើងទៅដកវាចេញពី network ហើយយើងដាក់កុំព្យូទ័រថ្មីចូលហើយយើងទៅមើលថាតើហេតុអីបានគេ compromise អាមួយហ្នឹងបានយើងត្រូវទៅដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាមួយហ្នឹងក៏ប៉ុន្តែសួរថា system យើងហ្នឹងសុំបិទទ្វារសិនសុំសម្រាប់24ម៉ោងសិនហើយទៅដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាហ្នឹងអត់ទេអត់ទេ system យើងនៅតែដំណើរការធម្មតានៅតែ online ធម្មតាដោយសារអីដោយសារតែ 3-4 កុំព្យូទ័រទៀតវានៅដើរធម្មតាយល់តោះណាអញ្ចឹងយើងទៅដកអាមួយហ្នឹងកបត់ចោលទៅឧទាហរណ៍ថាឥឡូវកុំព្យូទ័រយើងមាន4 we have 4 computer. One is bad, but our system is still working fine. Okay, still serving client. So we just take this one out. So if we take this one out from our network, so these are all a good computer. So the service is still running. Okay, and then we figure out why people hack this one computer, and then we solve the problem, and then we add another one because otherwise, when one of them is full, our system is not good. So now we need to take back another computer to back up more so that it can handle 3f plus 1 តោះណាបើថាគេ hack បានតែមួយហ្នឹងអា3នេះគេ hack អត់បានទេអញ្ចឹងយើងដកអាហ្នឹងចេញពី network ទៅហើយអា3នេះដោយសារតែវាគេ hack អត់បានន័យថាវា good computer ហើយអញ្ចឹង good computer វានៅតែដំណើរការធម្មតាអញ្ចឹងអត់មានបញ្ហាអីវានៅតែ serve client អញ្ចឹងតោះណា 24/7 លើ 24/7 and then we need to solve the problem this one and then we need to add the computer quickly because otherwise if one of this one fail our system will fail. Okay ច្បាស់ហ៎
បាទលោកគ្រូ
Đang này chẳng ná cái lùi bán với khôi ta môi nâng ta bay ní viên nơi lọ ta chẳng viên nơi đầm nà ca thom mà đàn còn môi ta pi bay ní miền nào môi na tới cái do ban môi tiệt nó cứ đang đào mà rồi đã công tơ dương miền 4 sạp cái hack ban pi ấy mà rồi cái hack ban ấy toàn đấy tại bởi majority cái hack ad bán là nó nơi good okay so another question đang này được giấy
cho công tơ một cái hack môi bán ấy chẳng kèm ai hack công tơ xanh tiệt bàn
đôi nhóm vậy chẳng pay class công tơ nó cái hack ban tại client này toàn đấy nhóm u tha công tơ dân vì miền bay mà network dân vì miền công tơ chở nhá hayต่อไปlàm bay châu từ công tơ nó chở bán chung các cái hack ban tạm môi đấy hà môi nó cứ chỉ user account này toàn đấy admin cái toàn lôi cao đây rồi lắm chẳng không cả này nắng ban đây tha cái lôi tà nắng bán môi nó vì ai châu từ rít châu từ ai ban man còn tay bị set biến nó tui vì toàn modify ai cao đây toàn đấy chẳng bởi vì toàn modify ai cao tế công tơ xây này bên nơi là oi toàn đấy ban đây tha vì châu từ đó system đăng này còn tay bị toàn thợ ai cao để sát với tui pe hiểu đấy tay bảo sân trả cái châu từ hai cái lôi admin ban nó mạnh vậy toàn đấy công tơ những chọc vậy ban đây ta tụi bay công tơ những mình đập cái đường nó gọi chọc đấy để sải cái miền set admin này nè hiểu lắm chả nó viên miền cầm rật viết cái châu từ nó ban đây tao với châu từ đó cầm rật nè hay thom đáp này cái build system cái miền thợ admin muối rồi này cái thợ admin bay thợ admin bay tới nó có bay sân này admin bay toàn phải admin muối khối rồi admin nó ai tới thợ system dual ban nó đấy thợ copy admin tiền để confirm pi tiền confirm muối nó chẳng thợ cả rồi hiểu là nó bất chia bài sân tin for thợ run system man tại website của những châu từ mới admin miền tầm này nè chọc bắt này nó bởi cái lùi admin bán chọc ấy understand
ban chờ mình tay vào cái lối admin mấy mình tay không server nơi Việt Dương này
nó xích án to là dương từ mưa architecture bởi dương mảnh phía xa mà nhá bởi dương trong phía xa họ hưởng kho hưởng thở tìm mối thở mưa ta system dương biển mà server dương đặt được lại nè application dương mỗi database dương nó là công tơ mỗi kia mỗi ọt nó ban dương chỉ check cái đường security bán tại bởi dương lượng mà khai mau đôi ta trong giải hưởng đấy lượng mà khai thì mau trong giải hưởng nó lượng mà khai thông mau cứ vậy chọc chọc này đấy bởi trong discuss to là do system mới đặt mơ mòn admin នៅកន្លែងណា admin មានប្រហែលអ្នក database មានប្រហែលអ្នក server នៅកន្លែងណាខ្លះវា connect គ្នាហ្នឹងវា connect គ្នាមិន role ហ្នឹងមានមិន policy ទៅសេមិនពេលហ្នឹងបានយើងយកមកនិយាយកើតតោះណាតែបើយើងនិយាយថាអូឥឡូវបើគេលួច admin មួយបើគេលួចអីមួយបើគេលួច database និយាយអញ្ចឹងគឺយើងអត់អាចឆ្លើយអស់ទេព្រោះវា system មួយអត់ដូចគ្នាណាបើយើងយកទៅឧទាហរណ៍ system student management system របស់សាលា10យកមកមើលគឺខុសគ្នាទាំង10តោះណាតើ developer ម្នាក់អាហ្នឹងមិនវាដូចគ្នាតែបើមិនអញ្ចឹងទេគឺ behind the scene architecture វាខុសគ្នាហើយអញ្ចឹងដើម្បី discuss រឿង security បានក៏ត្រូវលើកយក case មួយមកនិយាយអូខេអាហ្នឹងខ្ញុំឆ្លើយបានប៉ុណ្ណឹងតែបើសិនជាយើងនៅតែសួរមកចំណុចនេះមកចំណុចនោះអាហ្នឹងគឺយើងហៅចម្លើយអត់ឃើញទេព្រោះវានៅប្រតិកលាគ្នារហូតតោះណា
បាទចាំបាទ
ហ្នឹងហើយហើយខ្ញុំឧទាហរណ៍តើឥឡូវកុំព្យូទ័រយើងគេ hack បានអាមួយនេះតើណាហើយ server យើងនៅនេះ database យើងនៅនេះកុំតែអាមួយហ្នឹងវាមិនមាន connection មកអាមួយនេះហើយអាមួយនេះដែលវា hack ចូលបានវាមិនលួច admin ពីអាមួយនេះបានហើយនេះ admin នេះបានថាវាលួច admin បានហើយអញ្ចឹងមកទោះបីកុំព្យូទ័រវានៅនេះក៏ដោយអានេះ server នៅនេះក៏ដោយកុំតែវាមាន network ហើយទៅវា connect ចូលអាហ្នឹងបានហើយវាលួច set admin បានទៀតរឿងអីវាមិននេះបានអានេះប្រៀបដូចជាវាលួចបានទាំងពីរកុំព្យូទ័រអញ្ចឹងតោះនេះឧទាហរណ៍ឥឡូវវាមិនមែន access មកមួយនេះវា access មកពីកុំព្យូទ័រវាពីផ្ទះមកទៀតតែវា hack អានេះបានហើយអានេះវា connect មកអានេះវា hack យក admin អានេះបានទៀតឥឡូវសួរថាកុំព្យូទ័រយើងមិនអស់បាត់ហើយហ្នឹងតោះណា hack បានមកកុំព្យូទ័រហើយអាកុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងលួចយក role admin បានទៀតរឿងអី system យើងគឺអស់ហើយតោះណាលុះត្រាតែនៅក្នុងអា system យើងទាំងមូលនេះ admin វាមិនមែនមានតែមួយ admin យើងមាន3អាហ្នឹងគេហៅ fault tolerant system អញ្ចឹងពេលដែលវាលួចអាមួយនេះបានវាចង់ទៅកែប្រែទិន្នន័យនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងកែអត់បានដោយសារអាពីរមួយនេះវាអត់ទាន់យកបានទេតោះណានេះអាពីរនេះវានៅល្អហើយអញ្ចឹងបានន័យថាម៉េចបានន័យថាស្អីគេនេះដូចជា 2s+1 អញ្ចឹងតោះណា 2s+1 so now one is bad but you still have two more because you have 3 computers so now even if someone can hack the client computer can go to the network but it cannot modify the role the policy the message because it needs some approval from the other two admin okay and this one we call it our system is a distributed system and then the security is also medium because 2s+1 toàn nữa chứ bà bạn lùi bạn admin man cầm tay pe trong thơ ca nghe muối nó không codeយើងទៅសេថាបើចង់ធ្វើការហ្នឹងតតែ admin 2ទៀតព្រមបើ admin 2ទៀតមិនព្រមទេអា message ហ្នឹងគ្រាន់តែ pending ចោលទេអត់មាន delete អត់មានអីកើតទាំងអស់ action ហ្នឹងធ្វើអីអត់កើតទាំងអស់ ចង់ផ្ញើលុយចេញក៏ផ្ញើមិនចេញចង់ modify ឈ្មោះមនុស្សក៏ modify អត់កើតដែរយល់អត់
បាទឆ្ងាយបាទ
ហ្នឹងហើយ Okay any other question Okay let's close this one so now understand so this we have 3 type of system good system Byzantine fault tolerant system need a lot of computer. The message is very exponential, depend on how much server you have. But if you go down a little bit, you use a password or RAF or whatever, the communication is less, but your server is also not so many. Okay, and the last one is a replicate database. So let's finish passwords. Maybe we can learn RAF or zookeeper in Thursday on Thursday. So today let's learn only passwords. What is a password algorithm clearly okay ចឹងថ្ងៃហ្នឹងយើងរៀន algo តែមួយបានហើយព្រោះយើងមិនយើងយល់ Byzantine យើងយល់អីដូចមេទី4ឥឡូវយើងថ្ងៃហ្នឹងយើងរៀនតែមួយហ្នឹងបានដើម្បីកុំឲ្យយើងវែងច្រើន In passwords you it's not a Byzantine fault tolerant that's why in this case we see only 3 computer not 4 okay because it is only 2f+1 passwords has 3 role what are the role of the computer in passwords anyone still remember Anyone still remember? In password algorithm, passwords, there are 3 roles. So what are those roles? Anyone still remember? The role of the computer. គេនឹងចាំថា password ហ្នឹងវាមានកុំព្យូទ័រមួយវាមាន3 role អញ្ចឹងសួរថាតើ role មាន role អីខ្លះ In order to make decision, they have 3 roles. So what are those roles? What are the role of the password consensus algorithm? In order to make decision, each computer need to have some role.
Forget it.
Forget ហុញឡើងមើលអត់មានបើកមើល slide ហុញតែមួយ slide ទៅឃើញតោះណាគេទៀត Panet បើ Panet What are the role of the password Just like we doing the t-shirt color what are those role
អត់ច្បាស់លោកគ្រូ
Click on link មានតែគេច្បាស់ទេមានតែគ្រូច្បាស់ណា Here
define 3 role teacher
Here password has 3 role okay proposer acceptor and learner Okay ចឹងច្បាស់ណាឥឡូវ proposer her and learner okay so what is proposer Proposer is someone or maybe it just look like a client so someone who propose something for example like during the t-shirt we have 5 or 6 proposer okay proposer okay 5 or 6 computer is a proposer okay but normally in the real system the proposer has a depend on the client okay when the system want to do something we have a client and then we have a lot of a cluster of the computer for example like 3 or 4 so these are the server these are the client server and then maybe a database okay so client need to request to the computer of the system okay so when the client request for example it reach this computer and then that computer is becoming the proposer okay for example like I want the color of the t-shirt to be black something like that understand so that is called proposer okay so when the client send one request to one computer that computer will transfer the request to the other computer so those computer can become an acceptor okay acceptor and if you have another client or another computer want to read the information so now for example like if it accept the database store the black color and then if someone want to read it will return a black color okay so that is called proposer and acceptor and then this one we call it learner because it learn the information from what the computer is designed okay so again in password we have 3 roles proposer acceptor and learner so proposer normally get request from client and propose some maybe some execution to the computer. Okay, and acceptor is the one who accept the request from proposer and accept the decision. Okay, or maybe validate or something like that. And learner is just to learn the final result. Okay, so in process we have a 3 role: proposer, acceptor, and learner. And then those are the role of a consensus algorithm. But in order to have a final decision, they have something to do. Okay, so they have a different phase. So we call it prepare phase, promise phase, accept phase, and this one accept, and then this one is accepted. So let's see in diagram to make it clearly. Let's say we have how many computers? 3 computers. Okay, 3 computers. We have 3 computers. Okay. Computer number 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So now the first computer receives something from the client. I want the color of the t-shirt to be black. Okay. So when it receives the proposal like this, it will send that black to the second computer, and then it will send to the last one. Okay. So when it sends the message to the other computer like this, we call this one a prepare phase. Prepare. Okay, so we can call it phase, prepare step, because it is a workflow. So now first step, understand now. Any question related to this one? The first one is called a prepare step. So prepare step is the step that when some computer receives something from the client, it sends that request to the other computer. We call it prepare phase. Vô là phase năng nữ. Xong sẽ lấy class mau, sẽ lấy sao? Đừng thay vô mình vô thế. Bà hả?
No.
Nói rồi. Bạn này thà client send request មួយ ទៅកាន់ computer មួយគ្រឿង computer ដើម្បីឲ្យអា decision ហ្នឹងវាចូលក្នុង database បានតតែទាំងអស់គ្នាហ្នឹងវាយល់ព្រមសិនតើណា computer វាមានដំណាក់កាលរបស់វាតែដំណាក់កាលទី1ហ្នឹងគេឲ្យឈ្មោះថា prepare ឬមួយក៏ដូច propose អញ្ចឹងណាយល់ទេអត់យល់យល់ទេយល់ទេ Okay, so let's see, the goal is to set so the client want the t-shirt to be black. The goal is to save the black color to the database. Okay, and save the black to the color to the database of all the computers. So all the computer need to know that now we choose black. Okay, but before all the computer know, so now for example like I close this one. Now the client tell the first computer, I want the color t-shirt to be black. Does the second and the third know or not? Client ចង់ឲ្យយើង save អាពាក្យ t-shirt ត្រូវយកពណ៌ខ្មៅសួរថា computer ទី2ទី3ដឹងនៅដឹងអត់អត់ដឹងហ្មងហ្នឹងព្រោះវាអាទី1វាមិនតាន់ប្រាប់ផងហ្នឹងតើណា understand? So when the client want to save some data to the system, so remember that these are the whole system. Okay, our system composed of 3 computers. Okay, not one computer. So in order for system to make a decision, all computers need to agree with each other. We call it consensus. And today we learn how they make decision by using a Paxos consensus. Okay. So when it receive the request from the client, it need to tell to the other computer. Otherwise, those computers don't know. Okay. So now it tell that let's say someone the client need the black. Okay. Now so let's prepare. Okay. Be prepared. We need to save B to the database. So that is called prepare phase. Understand? Cho hết bên này. Yes, no? Yes, no, okay? Chẳng lại chẳng priến là suốt lâu chứ.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, tới tiếp. The second phase is called promise. So what is promise? So don't see about the keyword because keyword is just created by people. Only understand the concept, okay? So now when the computer 2 and computer 3 receive the request from the first computer, it didn't save to the database yet because those 3 computers did not agree yet. Okay, so it only tell that okay, now I receive now I receive B. Okay, it just confirm back, just like acknowledgement. If you learn the network, this one is just a synchronized message, and this one is just acknowledgement message. Okay, so in this case we call it promise. Say that okay, now I receive your information that you want to, the user want to save B to the database. Now I get your message, because here they already get the message. Okay, and here it's just a confirmation message. Okay, so in the second phase we call it a promise phase. Okay, so just like in the diagram, you say this is a prepare and promise. Okay, so before save some information to the database, it is not like okay, now you need to save B to the database and finish. No, they need to talk to each other, and the way they talk to each other is called consensus algorithm. Okay, so how they talk to each other is a consensus algorithm. ចឹងមានន័យថានៅពេលដែលកុំព្យូទ័រច្រើនហ្នឹងវាចង់ save data អីមួយវានិយាយគ្នាសិនតោះណាហើយរបៀបវានិយាយគ្នាមិនហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹងគេឲ្យឈ្មោះថា consensus algorithm ហើយអ្វីដែលយើងកំពុងតែឃើញវានិយាយគ្នានេះអាហ្នឹងគឺជា consensus algorithm មួយប្រភេទទេវាមានច្រើនប្រភេទតែអានេះគ្រាន់តែជាមួយប្រភេទទេដែលយើងហៅឈ្មោះថា pasos ហ្នឹងតោះណាចឹង pasos វាចែកចេញជា phase ចឹង so in order to save one data to the database, they need to talk to each other, and now they have different phase. So the first one is the prepare phase. One computer tells someone, and then the other computer say, okay, I know, now I know, please tell me to do what to do. Okay, so when the first computer, okay, now they all receive back the result. So this one is also tell that I receive now, I receive a B now, and then now is another phase. It's called an accept. So now the first computer say that okay, now I know that you received my proposal, please commit this to your database. Okay, that is called an accepted phase. Okay, accept phase, accept, not accepted, accept. Okay, so now when you hear my I know you hear my proposal, please commit it to your table. Okay, so if the first one is already receive the first message, now when it tell that okay, now I take I save B to my database, now I save already. Okay, and this one is also the same thing. It also tell this one, and then this one is also tell back to this one and tell back to this one that now I save B to my database. Okay, so when the first computer receive back, majority of the computer receive it back, we call this phase an accepted phase. Okay, accepted phase, accept now with ed. Okay, ed. Why ed? Because the computer 1 know that computer 2 already save it, computer 3 already save it, the 3 computer already save it, now it also decide to save it to the database, and these are the final result. Okay, so when this final result, it will tell back to the client that your data is now saved in the database. Understand? And this is called Paxos consensus algorithm. To summarize, Paxos consensus algorithm has 3 roles. One is the proposer role, proposer, and then we have an acceptor. So these are acceptor, these are acceptor. And then if someone want to read something from the data, we call them learner. Okay, learner. And then in order for a message to commit to the database, the proposer need to send the message to the other computer. We call it prepare phase. Those computer who receive the message need to tell back to the computer that now I receive your message, is a promise phase. And then the computer, the proposer will tell to the other one, okay, so now let's save those information to your database. Okay, so when we tell them like that, we call accepted phase. And then when all the computers save to their database, we call it accepted phase. So we have 4 phases in Paxos algorithm. And finally, when the first computer receive that the 2 computer already save the data to their database, it will commit the data, and now the data is already commit to all the computer. Okay, so is there any one of them are faulty? No, all of them are an honor. So that's why this one is only 2f plus 1. Okay, if one of them is false, the system will fall, because this system is not a Byzantine fault tolerant system. It is only a system with a Paxos algorithm. Clear? So now do you know why how the Paxos work? តោះឥឡូវចូលសម្រួលចម្លើយម្ដងព្រោះមេរៀនយើងចាប់ត្រឹមហ្នឹងហើយតែសំខាន់យល់អត់ប៉ុណ្ណឹង Now do you know how the Paxos algorithm work? Clear? All question?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, yes, មួយ ផ្សេងទៀតនិយាយតែច្បាស់អត់
ច្បាស់មិនតែនៅចំណង
យើងហ៎សួរមក
ចឹងគឺថាចឹងសម្រាប់ការ request ហ្នឹងណាគេក៏អាច request ទៅបានដែរមិនចឹង
ណាគេក៏អាច request ទៅបានដែរ request គឺ client អ្នក request មកតា កុំតែវា request តាកុំព្យូទ័រមួយណាក៏បានដែរវា request តាទី1នេះក៏បានតាទី2នេះក៏បានតាទី3នេះក៏បាន
យើងនិយាយតែ3កុំព្យូទ័រហ្នឹងតែអីឆ្លើយ
ហ្នឹងហើយយើងនិយាយតែ3តាហើយអា client វានៅក្រៅ3ហ្នឹងតោះណា client វានៅនេះអញ្ចឹង client ពេលដែលវា request មកជួនកាលវា request មកប៉ះអាទី1ជួនកាលវា request មកប៉ះអាទី2ជួនកាលវា request មកប៉ះអាទី3អញ្ចឹងបើវា request មកប៉ះអាមួយណាអាមួយហ្នឹងគឺជា proposer ហើយយល់ទេអាផ្សេងទៀតគឺជា acceptor
yes ប៉ុន្តែ proposal ទាំង3ចឹងនិយាយថាកុំព្យូទ័រទាំង3ហ្នឹងគឺវាដូចគ្នាដែរឆ្លើយក
ុំព្យូទ័រដូចគ្នាទាំងអស់ព្រោះអីយើង peer to peer ហើយកុំព្យូទ័រមួយអាចមានច្រើន role ឧទាហរណ៍ស៊ីសងលើយើង define ទេជួនកាលឧទាហរណ៍ថាឥឡូវយើងឲ្យ proposer តែមួយនេះទេអញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាម៉េចក្នុងករណីដែលយើងឲ្យ proposer មកទី1រាល់ request មកចូលអាមួយនឹងរហូតអត់ចូលអាពីរនេះទេអាហ្នឹងស៊ីសងលើយើង define បើយើង define ថាអាមួយនឹង proposer កុំព្យូទ័រមកចូលមកតាមមួយហ្នឹងតែបើសិនជាយើងមានអីគេយើងមានអាគេហៅថា load balancing អញ្ចឹងអាពេលវាចូលមកមួយអញ្ចឹងវាអាចរុញទៅអា3ហ្នឹងបានន័យថាម្ដងចូលអានេះម្ដងចូលអានេះម្ដងចូលអានេះអូខេហើយតែវាចូលតាមមួយណាអាហ្នឹង proposer និយាយចេះវិញហើយកុំព្យូទ័រមួយអាចមានច្រើន role មិនមែនមានតែមួយ role ទេកុំព្យូទ័រវាតែមួយហ្នឹងឧទាហរណ៍ថាឥឡូវអានេះវាជា proposer accept តទៅក្នុងករណីស្រាប់តែមួយនេះវា load មកមួយនេះវិញអញ្ចឹងអានេះវាដើរតួជា proposer ម្ដងអញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាម៉េចកុំព្យូទ័រមួយគ្រឿងហ្នឹងវាអាចជា acceptor ផងជា proposer ផងតោះណាបានន័យថា role វាមិនមែនមានតែមួយទេ role វាអាចជា proposer ក៏បានជា acceptor ក៏បានណាយល់អត់
យល់ឆ្លើយមក
Okay, so if you see the lesson here, okay, Paxos has 3 roles: proposer, acceptor, and learner. Paxos node can take multiple roles, even all of them. Okay, so in here, in our first example, the client requests to the first one, so the first one become proposer, and then the other one become the acceptor. But if we have some load balancing here, like we don't want the computer to all the requests to only go back to the first computer, we have another load balancer here. So the client will request to the load balancer, and then the load balancer will say that if the request should go to here, or should go here, or should go here. Okay. So if the request is moving to here, the second node will become a proposer, and then the other two will become an acceptor. So that's why we say that Paxos node can take multiple role, even all of the role. Okay, so it can take a one role or all of the role. It depends on how you design your system. So remember that the Paxos is only the way to communicate, but how the computer is how to build your own computer is depend on you. For example, like now my computer have 3 or 4 or 5, and then I add one load balancer here. I add some messaging protocol here. It depends on you. Okay, because Paxos is only how computer talk to each other only. Okay, ចឹងអា Paxos នេះវាមិនមែនជា system មួយទេវាគ្រាន់តែជារបៀបនៃការកុំព្យូទ័រនិយាយគ្នាទេតែនៅពេលដែលយើងចង់ build system មួយស៊ីសងលើយើងទៀតយើងចង់ build system ហ្នឹងបែបម៉េចតោះណាដាក់ load balancer នៅពីមុខមួយទៅដាក់ messaging នៅពីក្រោយមួយទៅអា load balancer នេះវាមានតែមួយវាអត់គ្រាន់ទេយើងថែមវា2ទៅអា2ហ្នឹងវានិយាយគ្នាទៅអាហ្នឹងគឺស៊ីសងលើយើងឯងតោះណាអាហ្នឹងគេហៅ system design ហើយឬមួយក៏ system architecture ហើយokay let's finally if the majority say okay, so for example like here the majority already say okay, 2 of them say okay, so the last one is also say okay. Okay, so we reach the consensus. Yeah, and then they can't forget it, so it will save it into their database, and then it will remember that now if someone want to read something, it will return black. So the computer who want to read something, we call it a learner. Okay, a learner computer. So normally it is a client computer. Okay, question. ច្បាស់នៅ Paxos ថ្ងៃប្រហោះចាំតទៀត Okay, so if no question, I think it's time now. Maybe you have to take another class. So see you on Thursday, and then we will finish our algorithm, and then next week, remember that we have an exam on Tuesday. The exam is doing on Microsoft Word, so I will send some question. It is like a simple question and open question, just like I talked at the beginning of our session today. You can look at Google, you can read the book, whatever you want, because the way I designed the question is not a normal what is question, like what is distributed system, what is this, what is that. It is an open question. So open question is a question that need your thinking, your understanding. If you can think something and understand something, you can answer those questions. Okay, that's why it is an open question. So you can look at Google, you can check book, you can do whatever you want, but don't copy from one another. That is the role. So if I see someone reply something that's similar to the other one, that is a red flag. Okay. So normally you can do whatever you want, Google, Facebook, whatever, but don't copy from one another. And then you need to write something from your own understanding. Okay, not by just copy paste. From after the first exam, from the next chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, we will have more implementation. So in that case, we will count on the way you programming. Okay. So see you next Thursday. See you Thursday. Bye bye.
Ơ,
Hello
lúc
cha,
cô
hello cha, hello.